And now, Brandon Thiccc Schaub.
Yeah, what's up, fam? It's Monday morning, April 22nd. It is 9:23 a.m. on the frickin' dot. How are you guys? Can't hear you. All good. Hopefully you're having a fun day at work. It's Monday. We're all doing it, man. We're all frickin' doing it. Coming hot off a busy Sunday. The only Sunday my kiddos didn't have a baseball game. It was doubleheader on Saturday. And then Sunday, thank God, it just lined up. It was Ford Forever Day at Irwindale Racetrack. And then also the Mopar car show, which was in Encino. So I was able to check that out. Got a lot of ideas about my Lightning. If you are a Lightning fan, this is the place for you. They had so many dope cars. Steve Saleen was there. If you know Saleen Mustangs, he's the creator of Saleen. Kiddos got to meet him. Line was not short, but they wanted to wait. They didn't even know who he was. Once I told them, they're like, oh, Dad, we got to meet him because his cars were all behind him. They had the new Saleen there, which was dope. But it's fun, man. They saw actual drag races because it's a drag strip. Irwindale's a drag strip. So they saw cars going, and they don't realize it. Like they're seeing cars go 5 seconds, quarter mile, 6 seconds, quarter mile. Like, Dad, can your demon do that? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We sure as heck can't. But yeah, man, some dope ass rides. That's my boy's Lightning. It is, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's dope. That's the new Saleen there.
That paint color is awesome.
Oh, that thing's so filthy. That's a real AC Cobra. I love that my kids know the cars when they see it. That makes me so happy. That was one of my favorites because it has the King shocks on it. Shout out to Kings. That Lightning's ridiculous because it has a 7.3 Godzilla motor swap in it. And then the interior, I should post the interior. The interior is so wild. That's a Generation 1 Lightning in prime condition. I wish I had that square body OBS. That's my demon.
Nice.
Yep. That's them from Vipers. They love Vipers because they play Gran Turismo. That's how they learn most about their cars. Then original Roadrunner, of course, they like that because it has a Looney Tunes character on it. So they love that one. But yeah, it was a nice little Sunday. It was hot out. It was freaking toasty. Bosty, instead of saying he's tired, he goes, Dad, my legs are barbecued. How funny is that? Kept going, barbecued. I'm like, all right, dude. He's like, pick me up. I'm like, it's so hot. It's so hot, dude. Oh, my God. These poor kids are looking at 20-year-old Lightnings and shit. You know, they want to see Ferraris and Bugattis. I'm showing them just Ford Lightnings. They're all, okay, we got it. I'm like, you don't, though. I need you to appreciate this. But let's get right into it, man. The talk of the weekend was Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney. My word. Now, you watched it, right, Jim? We were texting about it.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And you were probably watching golf, Case, but you caught up on it.
I was asleep because I had an early tea time, so I didn't stay. I wasn't able to stay awake. Oh, my God,
Case.
Yeah, because it probably ended around like 10:30-ish. I like to watch all the post-fight stuff. So I didn't get late for me. I get to bed at 11. I was like, oh my God. Still woke up at 5. Yeah, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, I think, going into it, you're going to hear a lot of people in this space, whether they're MMA heads or boxing heads. Some people will say, oh, I called it. You definitely didn't. Some people saying, oh, you guys that picked against Ryan, you owe him an apology. We definitely don't. That doesn't make sense. Because you'll see on social media from just, casual fans or general fans go, yo, Ryan was trolling everybody. And that's right, but it's also wrong. Because did Ryan have an issue going into this fight that caused concern? Absolutely. Did he troll it up? Like, did he just amplify that to mess with Devin Haney? Yes. Did it work? Yes. So you're right and you're wrong if your takeaway is this is all a troll job, because it's not all a troll job, because even Ryan Garcia said post-fight, I drank every night I drank every single night, which is wild. So he goes, I drank every night. He was out at clubs the week prior to the fight. That's not normal. That is not someone who is at his level. That's not what they do. And someone asked him why he was drinking so much, and he said, to get away from my personal life, to the chaos going on. So was part of this a troll job when it comes to the game plan and dealing with Devin Haney? Yes, and that worked. But there's also a cause for concern that his personal life is in shambles, and he has talked about mental health before. So you can be right and still be wrong if you think this is a troll job. I think it wasn't planned that this was going to turn into what it did. I think his team wasn't aware of some of the stuff that he was going to post and all these kind of weird videos that caused concern of him going into this fight. And it wasn't the media, it wasn't me. Even his close personal team, remember they took his phone from him and wanted to get him evaluated. Like, so that's not that. Some of that stuff is real there, and Ryan's a friend, so there's concern there. That's what I was worried about. For the people saying he should have never been allowed to fight. Remember going into this, a lot of MMA and boxing experts go, anybody else, they would have pulled him from the card. He's not of right mind, all that stuff. For the information that we got, you're right. But you're also wrong because we're not in that inner circle. And also the commission and Oscar De La Hoya, their reputations and their risks and liabilities are on the line as well. So clearly they know more than us. So just the fact that they let the fight go on should tell you something. That being said, it's boxing, so you never know. But again, was it a complete troll job? No. Did it work for him? Yes. So I think if he were to lose this, the narrative today would be, I can't believe Oscar allowed him to fight. Can't believe the coach allowed him to fight. But he pulled it off. So now everyone's going, oh, yeah, it's the best troll job ever. And I don't subscribe to that. I literally think Ryan does have a lot of issues going on in his personal life. He talked about the divorce, talked about drinking every night. This isn't normal Ryan behavior. Ryan's a very, very good kid. Ryan's a savage. So I think for Ryan, too, is he does better when all the pressure is on him. When all his chips are in the center, he does better, and this got him there, and we saw it in his performance, and shout out to him. I also think two things happened. I think we undervalued Ryan Garcia's talent. I sure did. And maybe the the Gervonta Davis fight did that for us. I'm not sure, but somewhere along the lines, we devalued how good Ryan Garcia is, and we also overvalued how good Devin Haney is. And if you look at his resume, in hindsight, there's some things you can see in the, he's undefeated, ranked number 5 or 6 in the pound for pound listing, so he's doing something right. But you can see in those big wins that he had, the Lomachenkos, Linares fight, he's fighting older guys. So now that we've seen him at, in the Ryan Garcia fight, and you look back like, okay, the Cambosa fight, the Linares fight, there's some stuff you can see there, how he was going to lose against Ryan Garcia. Because if you think about Lomachenko, Linares, Cambosos, he struggled when a guy, even if they weren't as quick, he struggled with a little bit. He got clipped in a lot of those fights. He had certain issues, then figured it out and was able to take over and win by decision. He's not a finisher. He outpoints guys. He has the best jab in the business. So in hindsight, especially being Monday quarterback, I can see how Ryan was the quicker fighter, was the kind of, besides Regis Progress, he was the guy that's at his age, so he's fighting someone at his caliber, and he lost the fight. I think Ryan won for multiple reasons. It was calculated that Ryan was going to come in overweight, which I think was brilliant. It's been done before. This isn't new. It's been done before. But that was a calculation of his team. And I think they're covering up more than we know. I think they're going, yeah, we did this on purpose, so he wasn't cutting weight and all that stuff. Great and all good. And you're not going to get the belts, but you can win the fight. Now you get bigger fights. So that was the smart move. But to pretend that he missed weight, and that was the plan from the jump. I don't know if I buy it. I think his team saw him drinking, was aware of the issues he had, and realized, all right, if we go into this and you cut 3 pounds, we have no shot. Clearly, cardio-wise, he was not prepared for 12 rounds. He even said that. So I think it worked out for him. I think his team was smart about it and goes, this was all calculated, missing weight, be the bigger fighter, not drain himself. But I also think that was their only option. That was their only option. And again, cardio-wise, massive issue for him. Even with that being said, he still beat Devin Haney. Some people had it close. You'll hear some people say a draw, even one of the judges had a draw. I don't see that. I definitely thought Garcia won, but it's boxing, so you never know. And, Haney's, they're golden child right now, but I just thought it was very clear. But not only, and this is my takeaway from all this, and even, won't apologize to Ryan. All signs pointed that this wouldn't go well for him with all the research we have, all the fight footage we have, all the shenanigans leading up to this fight. All signs pointed that this wasn't going to go well for him. But that being said, even though Ryan drank every night, he has a great coach. They came in with a great game plan. They took away Haney's jab, which is insane. Nobody's ever been able to accomplish that. All that being said, my mind goes to, if Ryan can figure out his personal life and get focused, a Ryan who drank every single night with no cardio, that came in 3 pounds overweight, destroyed Devin Haney. What would he have done if he was focused and had good cardio? He would have finished him. Ryan really only fought 5 rounds out of the 12. He took a lot of rounds off because he didn't have the cardio. So what would have Ryan looked like if he actually was properly prepared like a professional and didn't have all these, outside issues and was able to focus on this fight? Now, it could be a John Jones thing where when I see John Jones doing all the right things and, and going to bed early and training like he should, I go, oh, this ain't good. Because John thrives under chaos. Ryan might be one of the guys that thrives under chaos, which isn't a good thing. It's not a good thing. So, Ryan had, I think, if he was in better shape, could have definitely finished this fight before it went to the judges' scorecards. Hands down, he could have finished him. He probably should have if that ref wasn't so, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he had a bet on Haney. I don't know. Not giving a guy a warning and allowing Haney just to hang all over him and then, take a point from Garcia was strange to me. They're allowed to do that, but no warnings, a little dicey. And then also, he would call certain knockdowns, clearly knockdown slips, and wasn't giving Ryan the credit for it. So even that, Ryan was still able to figure out a way to beat him is insane. Ryan legit had 5 knockdowns, and really only fought 5 or 6 rounds. Still beat him. Undefeated guy. And I'm also, going in this fight, there's no one more disciplined than Devin Haney. Doesn't drink, goes to bed early, trains, whether he has a fight or not. Him and his dad are the most disciplined duo in the sport. And he's super talented. Now, is he as naturally gifted as Ryan? No. Is he as naturally gifted as Shakur Stevenson? No. Is he naturally gifted as Gervonta Davis? No. But he's the most disciplined and he's the most prepared out of all those guys. So I usually side with that guy at a world-class level. Even though he's not as talented, he has enough talent, and if he has that dedication, I'm usually going to side with that guy, especially at this level of fighting. But Ryan was able to pull it out. And I think, leading up to it, the trolling did kind of take Devin Haney out of his usual game plan. They didn't have an answer for his left hook, which is wild. Again, his dad is a great coach, and the number one thing, when you get matched up with Ryan Garcia, even a casual would go, better avoid that left hook. They had no answer for it. He didn't go to the body a lot. He has the best jab in boxing. He has the very best jab in boxing, and it really wasn't an issue here. Ryan's team figured out how to take that away with the counters right away, which you would think they would assume he would do that in game planning, just like you would assume Devin Haney would be able to kind of navigate through the left hook of Ryan Garcia, but they didn't. They never made any adjustments, and that thing landed multiple times. So it was a perfect storm for Haney to lose this fight. Perfect storm. It's probably better for the boxing world. Ryan's a much bigger star. A lot of big fights for him now. I would like to see them do the fight. I think 140's over for Garcia, especially depending how he chooses to live his life moving forward. I think 140's over. I could see him, 147. Probably a rematch is next in the books for him with Devin Haney. And I still think Ryan would probably be an underdog in that fight, depending how the judges want to do it. What I would do, and you guys are going to hate me for this, but I'm just thinking, how can we make the most money possible? I would do, they've talked about it, and he's the guy, again, his team could pull this off. I would do a Jake Paul fight for the most money possible, because who knows how long Jake Paul's going to be big and, kind of the face of this YouTube boxing that he's doing. Who knows how long he's going to be. So let's say he beats Mike Tyson. Jake gets even bigger. If you want the most money possible, and I assume Ryan would be a massive favorite in that fight, even though he's undersized. And it wouldn't really count against your record. Not really. You're not going to put any belts on the line or anything like that, even though Ryan doesn't have them because he missed weight. He forfeited the belts. So I think that would put him on the map and make him even bigger star, and there's even more money there. And also, the longer that goes on, we don't know how long before Jake Paul loses again. So there's that. So he could fight a Jake Paul and then do a Haney rematch. That's what I would do. There's some other names out there. You hear people talk about Manny Pacquiao or something like that. He's called out Terrence Crawford. I wouldn't do something like that right now. I would make the most money possible. Jake Paul's that fight, especially coming off a Mike Tyson win. Or he, most likely goes decision. There's no judges in that fight for Tyson and Jake Paul, so you could do that, It's massive. Figure out a way to do it with Netflix. Massive, massive, massive. A lot of money. That's what I would do. But yeah, to say that was a troll job, you're allowed to do that, but to pretend there's not actual issues going on with Ryan, you're crazy. There's a lot there, There's a lot.
I'm still
there.
confused on that one too.
He's
like the best actor in the world, or I don't know what's happening.
No, but I think it's easy for anybody who loves Ryan, which I love Ryan, absolutely adore Ryan. Awesome. He's the best, one of the best people you meet. But to pretend that there's not some issue going on there and this is all acting, you're out of your mind.
And I think his brother and his ex-wife or whatever, or baby mama, whatever, right? So his brother even put on Instagram or Twitter, he's really in trouble, he's this and that. And then after the fight, he's like, he's always good, this and that. This is family looking out for him.
Yeah, they're trying to cover it up.
It's so trippy, dude.
But it's pretty easy to see what's going on here.
Yeah, well,
and hopefully he figures it out. But as far as boxing goes,
he was so good.
He did a lot of things, a lot of great things. He really dialed in, and a lot of credit should go to his coaches and his new coaches, and they did a great job, especially with going against Devin Haney. But even that being said, like I said, Ryan really only fought about 5 rounds and beat the brakes off of him, which is insane. So I'm just wondering if a well-conditioned Ryan's in there, what happens? He finishes him. But again, I bet you the odds makers, I think Ryan beats him again, but I think the odds makers will have Ryan as a dog. They go, Devin just wasn't, he wasn't fighting his style, and that he was out of pocket, and he'll fix the mistakes, which he will. Bet you he will. That kid is a savage, trains his ass off. So that next fight would be a lot more competitive on both ends. Like think about Ryan, he was turning his back to him. You don't see that.
I was going to ask you about that too.
Weird. Weird
Like
technique.
hardcore.
Yeah, just getting like rabbit punches in the back of the liver, kidneys. But it was great. It was unreal. And my girl, she loves boxing. I told her, I said, Ryan Garcia's fighting tonight, and she wasn't aware of any of his antics. I was like, just look into it. She's like, oh my God. I was like, I know it's like some of it's trolling. I think some of it's cry for help. So it's tough what state of mind he's going to be in going into this fight. So we'll see. So I also just think Ryan wanted it more. Like he talked about, like, I'm ready to die in there. Like he knew, like, this was it, man. You lose this one, it gets weird and not in a good way. So I think Ryan knew, like, his career and reputation was on the line, So I just think he does very, very well when all the chips are stacked against him. That's what he needs. But he needs to figure out how to get to that place mentally without doing this. Because although it worked this time, you're playing a weird game, man. It worked this time. All right, let's learn from it and let's not go through that again. But, you start fighting like he wants Terrence Crawford, like this shit ain't going to work. We need you to be firing on all cylinders. So it worked this time. You did it. Cool. Biggest name in boxing right now, no doubt. But you can't do this every time. You got. It worked this time. I don't think you can continue to do it. I'll say that. Great fight, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, my girl loves boxing. When she looked into it, and then she was like, how do you think this fight going to go? I go, Devin Haney, probably a lot of jabbing. Ryan's come out hard and probably gas out, because he hasn't been training, which he has, but, he's also been drinking and doing some wild shit. So I think he comes out hard. If he doesn't land, you're going to get 12 rounds of a solid jab, and it goes to a decision. And that's not what we got. This fight was very entertaining. Even though Ryan took rounds off, it was super entertaining. And Devin Haney, tough as hell, man. Like, that dude literally got dropped 5 times. They scored at 3, but he got dropped 5 times.
That rough, yeah.
And you could see Devin Haney was just hanging on for dear life. Like that last round, that 12th round, he didn't go for broke. He was like, dear, thank God I didn't get knocked out. But it was interesting. Super interesting. Fun fight. Let's take a little break from talking Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia and the UFC shenanigans. Dana addressing me in a video because the 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. We talking playoffs. Playoffs? Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the play-in tournament through the finals, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boost, and so much more. My Nuggets, we own the Lakers, so go ahead, get your free money. Bet on my Nuggets to beat the brakes off the Lakers as usual. Jokic shows up. He should be your MVP, but they hate on him, so we'll see what happens. But just ride my Nuggets the whole frickin' way, all the way to the finals, and you make bank. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code SCHAUBSHOW, SCHAUB show. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's code SHOPSHOW only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 age plus, varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/bball for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly. They're in the business of keeping your car on the road. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you need for all your maintenance and repairs. Whatever you need, they got you covered. I have a 20-year-old Ford Lightning. They had the parts, and if they didn't, they came the next freaking day. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in-store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. The O'Reilly team got you covered. The team at O'Reilly Auto Parts can test your battery for free in or out of your car. If it needs to be replaced, bam, they'll help you find it just the way you need to get back on the road. Need your windshield wipers replaced? We got you. Brake light fixed? We got you. Quick service? We got you. They'll help you find the right part or point you to the nearest local repair shop for help. Whether you're a car expert or a freaking rookie when it comes to cars, the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, and best of all, super friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub, SCHAUB. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/Schaub. O'Reilly. What else you got, Chin?
All right, so this is this is pretty.
Oh, this is interesting. So Dana White does a thing on. Shout out to Dana White.
Yeah.
So Dana White does this thing on UFC 300. He basically made like his version of a diss track of all the people in MMA media. Not all. He left out a few, but some of the people in MMA media who were kind of critiquing UFC 300. And so he plays this video. Now, I think this was on Saturday, April 20th, when he did this. Yeah, Saturday. So I was coaching my son's baseball game, and my phone was on vibrate. It's in like these little cubbies in the dugout. I can hear it just going bzz, 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 and I'm like, oh, Jesus. And I never checked my phone during the game. It's going bzz, bzz. My phone's blowing up. All these people text me. Our boy Keto George texts me. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, oh, just watch. It's Dana, talking shit again. And then Mayhem texts me. He was like so upset. And I'm like, oh, it must be bad. Oh, this isn't good. You guys know by now, if you've watched me long enough, I don't like beef. I don't like any of this stuff. I was like, oh man, all I do is give UFC love. What happened now? What's he doing now? And then it says UFC 100 with a smiley face. So you can play the video, Jen.
What's up, guys? As we rolled into UFC 300, the MMA experts weighed in on what they thought of UFC 300. And for all the fighters that were on this card, when I said this is the greatest card ever assembled in the history of combat sports, this is what the media thought of you guys.
Kick off with me.
Makes no sense. Is any fight on this card 300 worthy? No.
This is the most diabolically disappointing UFC 300 announcement.
Ooh, they did Jesse dirty though.
Kind of thrown together. Doesn't feel like the culmination.
Me and Ariel, I get
We're
being on
continually
it.
told that it's going to knock your socks off. It's going to be amazing.
What did Dana say about this? We're gonna blow their socks off. I wanted my jaw to hit the fucking ground.
I did expect a little bit more from the company to blow us away.
Nobody got blown away. Nobody.
We need people that know the sport to be running the show because this is pathetic.
UFC 300, the worst promoted fight card ever. Worst put together fight card ever. Justin Gaethje and Max Holloway for the BMF title, which I think is the corniest nonsense on earth.
Weili Zhang against Zhao Yan. China's gonna get all excited, and I don't think anyone else really cares.
UFC 300 will be a disaster.
Are you kidding me, Dana White? The most monumental card that there's ever been. You've had a whole year to prepare for this. Aren't you trying to make sales? Don't you want people to actually buy the pay-per-view? This ain't it. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a regular, decent pay-per-view. Regular, decent pay-per-view.
Yeah, video's dope.
It is dope.
Yeah, it is. So
and it's awesome that he actually replied with respect. That's
so
awesome.
I saw
That's
that,
beautiful.
and then what I put up there, I put, why you bring up old shit? I put fair play. UFC 300 was amazing, and then Dana responded, "That's awesome." #respect.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I also think, where do I want to start? I'll say this: you'll see a lot of people saying, "Oh, Dana's so petty," and if I had whatever it is, $5 billion in the bank, whatever he has, $400 million in the bank, why is he paying attention to what we say and this? I'm actually not in agreement with that. I think that's what makes Dana great, that even though he could walk away now and he has more money than God, that he still pays attention, like he's grinding in his basement, and that, you know, he's aware of the narrative of all the cards, not just 300, but all the cards. And I think that's what makes him an outlier. When you look at like Roger Goodell, or you look at the NBA commissioner, or MLB, whatever league, and also even other MMA leagues, nobody cares more than Dana White. So to me, it shows that he's not just about money. Yes, is he a ruthless businessman? Yes, you have to be to get to his level and to be a MMA promoter. But he's a guy that's doing it because he actually cares about the sport. And it's videos like that let me know that he cares about the sport. So if your take's like, oh, why is this guy being so petty? He has so much money. To me, I'm like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. But also in that video, you know, there's a lot of, some of them I don't know. And that's I'm not throwing shade on anything. Some of them I don't know. And then like my boy Jesse on Fire, that video was him making fun of people critiquing UFC 300. So he was doing a bit basically on how stupid it is that people think UFC 300 is bad. And he loves Jesse didn't fight in the UFC. He's never worked for the UFC. He's never worked for ESPN, Fox, none of this stuff. Jesse goes to the fight. Dude, no one loves the UFC more than Jesse. So I assume he was probably pretty hurt by that. I wasn't hurt by, any of it. I dig it, and good for Dana. Yeah, good for you, man. And I think, again, Jesse's was taken out of context. You got to realize that my clip in that, I think that was probably in January when they first started leaking 300. And then I think it was like a month or two after that. Like that's like a month or two prior to the actual fight card, because I was going based off when Dana said this is going to be the greatest fight card you've ever seen. It's going to blow you out of the water. Remember, I did that. I wish they showed me going, I wasn't blown. Yeah. I'm trying to get blown. I wish they used that. Dude. God dang it, man. If you're going to use it, use it. So my critique of it is I was told my socks would be knocked off. The only fight on there that knocked my socks off was Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. Everything else, I went, yeah, that makes sense. That's all that is. Doesn't mean it wasn't a great card. And then the fights we were given at the time that were announced, you got to realize UFC 299 was cemented, was in the books. Like we knew the lineup. And so I was comparing it to 299. Then also you got to realize is, I'm not these YouTubers or TikTokers or Nelk boys, who are new to the sport. Remember, I was involved in UFC 100. I got the Ultimate Fighter House. I was at the UFC Expo. I was in GSP's hotel room before UFC 100. I remember UFC 100 very well. And if you look at that card, it was a better card than UFC 300. And there was no announcement prior to 100 like this fight card's going to blow your dick off. There's nothing like that. You saw it, you're like, oh my God, that's wild. Wild. UFC 200, that card was supposed to be John Jones DC. There's, they changed it, I think, on that Wednesday before the Saturday fight, but UFC 200 was wild. So I expect UFC 300 to beat those, which it's almost it's not fair to Dana. It's almost impossible to beat. Amanda Nunes, Miesha Tate, Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt, DC, Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, Frankie Edgar, Cain Velasquez, Travis Brown. What? Then you got TJ Dillashaw on the undercard. You got Johnny Hendricks on the undercard. You got Gegard Mousasi on the undercard. You got Diego Sanchez, Joe Lauzon, Takanori Gomi, you got Jim Miller. These are all on the undercard. Those are wild. So I guess it's my own fault where he goes, we're going to blow your socks off. You've never seen anything like this. I was ready to get blown. So, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how the hell are they going to beat 100, 200? So that's on me. I guess that's on me. And right after this, 300 was completed, I rank it second. I still think UFC 100's better. That's no knock on Dana. That's no knock on the UFC. I mean, it literally, I don't think even if they wanted to, they could beat UFC 100. That's the greatest fight card of all time. That was the best to ever do it. But 300 was dope, but it go back to 300 for me. But playing devil's advocate, like, and it doesn't matter because it happened. So this is just, playing a game here. Say Max Holloway didn't get that knockout with 1 second left. So say your first fight was Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. Bo Nickel didn't live up to the hype that was put on him. He's still the man, but he didn't knock the doors off anybody. So you go, all right, that first fight, not great. Then you have Armin, Charles Oliveira. It's a split decision. Okay. And then let's say Max Holloway doesn't knock out Justin Gaethje with 1 second left. You have Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. That goes to decision. That knockout doesn't happen. That fight wasn't close. Max Holloway dominated. So then you have a majority decision. You're like, all right, well, here we go. And then you have 5 rounds of women's strawweight of 2 Chinese fighters, and it goes to a decision. So now you have, let's just go through it. If we didn't have the Max Holloway knockout, this is UFC 300, main card. We're only talking about main cards. You have Bo Nickel under-delivered, so you're not going to be crunk there. You have Armin Charles goes to decision. You're not crazy there. You have Max Holloway dominating Justin Gaethje for 5 rounds for BMF title. You're not going to be crazy there. You have the next fight, so you have submission, decision. Then you go to co-main event, and you have Weili versus Yan decision at women's strawweight. So now you have what is that? That's 3 decisions and an underwhelming submission. And then you go to the main event of Alex and Jamal, and it ends in a knockout. The criticism probably would have been there. Now, thank God it didn't, and to Dana's credit and to the fighters' credit, like, they showed up. That's what makes this card special. They showed up. Because if it went like how I just went through, the criticism would be deafening. It would be loud. But because you got the greatest knockout in combat sports history, I will stand by that, it delivered. And then Alex just put the cherry on top, knocking out Jamal. But again, take out Max doing what he did, which is stupid to say, but I'm just saying, take that out. It's not a great card, main card, But he did. So there's nothing to talk about. It's great. You got the greatest knockout of all time. But also, to be fair to me, remember that clip's taken a little out of context because as the fight got close, when Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje was first announced, I didn't like it. I was like, why are they doing this to Max? Like this, it holds up the divisions. No one moves forward. What are we doing? I didn't like the BMF title. Now it's my favorite. That's my favorite title. As that fight got closer, and the more, because when the fight's announced, I know all the fighters. I usually have a good assessment of how it's going to go, but I'm not doing any research. I'm not going back over fights. But as they get closer and it's the week of, then I'll start watching tape. And that's just my, the way I do things. So when Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje got closer and you watch it, that's when I went, oh shit, this is the best fight in the card. Oh shit, Max Holloway's going to win this fight. And he did.
Yeah, I mean, we also, to be fair, before UFC 300 had an episode and it was titled, I've changed my tune about UFC 300. So you were pro UFC 300 before it.
I'm always pro UFC.
Oh, of course.
Like always, but even when 300,
you redacted your criticism.
Yeah, but also my criticism was based off the news that we had at the time, and my doors were supposed to be blown off. Right. Like I'd be blown away. So that was the criticism. And then also me going, I ain't blown. Like, dude, I do a show on Mondays. I got to be entertaining. So like, it's just me exaggerating things. I know I buy the cards no matter what. I love it. I bleed UFC. But that's the way the news cycles work these days is groups or people online will grab onto something. And that's the narrative. And you can't ever change your mind. You can never be open-minded at 41 years old. No, you said you didn't like 300. Yes, I did say that 3 months ago. Okay, you're right. But I like it now. Doesn't matter. 3 months ago, you said you don't like it. I'm like, okay. There's people now, even when Dana did that, oh, dude, Dana still hates you, getting roasted. Look at this. I'm like, oh, God. Have you never, maybe you haven't, people are busy, but I mean, I've said this on Rogan. I've said it on every platform I can. I love Dana White. There's no issues between us. Hate to tell you guys. And I know everyone likes these beefs and all that. And it's fun for you guys. And it's the Real Housewives of the UFC. People love all the drama. I'm not that. They would fire me if I was on an episode of Real Housewives. There's no drama here. I love the UFC. I love the staff. As you can tell, me and Dana have no problems. He commented on my post. Mick Maynard and I talk to each other. I'm cool with Sean Shelby, all the staff, the fighters. I have no issues at all. Hate to tell. I know that's not fun for you guys. That's not going to be clickbaity, but it's just, that's the truth. I have no issues.
I love that he did this video. I wish he would do this kind of stuff more, like have a dialogue with the media more.
Me too. Yeah, like I take no offense to it. The guys that are all worried about it, it's like, oh, Bubba, I've dealt with way worse. Like, this isn't a personal shot. It's like him just being like, yeah, I told you guys.
Yeah.
Which I think it's dope. A lot of people are like, oh, this is so petty. I'm like, no, that's why he's Dana White.
Yeah.
This is dope. This is dope. It'd be cool if other people did this. Because it wasn't like nasty or it didn't go personal. He's just like, oh, really? You schmucks think this is going to suck? Check this out. That's a montage, everyone talking shit and doing their stuff. And then you always have people like whenever Dana, we've had our issues over the years, but it's all good, man. It's all good. I give Dana the credit for, give me the career that I have. If he didn't change the rules and do the Reebok deal, who knows what would have happened to me? I probably would have stuck around to make the money, but he didn't. And, he changed the rules because that was best for his business. He wasn't trying to hurt me. It took me a while to realize that, but that gave me the fuel to build the podcast and firing the kid and, Big Brown Breakdown and do what I do. So, I should probably give him some sort of percentage, if he needed it, but I would. I don't want to, but
and he doesn't.
He has an argument for that. What if he was so petty he came for that? He's like, I actually need 10%. I'm like, what? I would give it to you, sir. Yeah, there's no issues. But whenever this stuff happens, you'll see people online that jump on it, and the defend Dana and the UFC, and it's just like, oh God, you guys are barking at the wrong dog here, man. Like nobody's more pro UFC than me. And also, I've never had anybody that's barking at me that actually has done anything for the UFC. Like you've never, like maybe give them your pay-per-view money or maybe you sit cage side. Like you've never, there's no blood, sweat, and tears in the UFC. Bitch, I was in it. I know how the sausage is made and I still love it. It's also, you're not like, what's it? Steve will do it. He came at me on Twitter. I was like, what? Like,
why though?
He's close with Dana, and I think he's young. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's young. So maybe that's his way of like getting his boys back, which I respect. I get that, but this isn't. You don't know what you're doing. You're not educated on the dynamics of everything, and that stuff doesn't bother me. I've dealt with much worse, but I just think he's ill-informed. He doesn't know, but I try to look at his perspective. He's probably like, wants to ride with Dana and Dana helps him out and they're boys, right? And I think they own that, whatever the alcohol
Happy
is.
Dad?
Yeah, Happy Dad. Or I don't know. I assume they have business together. So he's defending his boy, which I get and I love. I do the same. I ride for my guys. Like do a little research. I'm not this isn't it, bud. This isn't it. And maybe again, the news cycle takes forever, and he's probably not paying attention to what I do. I couldn't tell you what he does. Again, that's not a knock. I'm 40, dude. I got 3 kids. We have a mutual friend in Bradley Martin. I love Bradley. Bradley's a close buddy of mine. I love Bradley. Bradley's done a ton for me. Absolutely adore Bradley. And so we have mutual friends. So I don't know. But it's like, I get it. You defend your boy, so I respect that. But you're barking up the wrong tree. Maybe he just saw that clip and just looked bad. Be like, this thing's terrible, and I wasn't blown. So he's like, oh, fuck this guy, And there's, the other guys are just podcasters. I have a background, so there's stuff you can go after. Yeah, I wasn't world champion. No, I'm not Kevin Hart or Joe Rogan. So you can poke stuff at that. It's like, oh, you just don't know, Bubba. Failed comedian. Oh, buddy, you don't know comedy. That doesn't work. From your outside perspective, I'm not at Kevin Hart or Joe Rogan or Sebastian's level. No. Does that mean I failed? Fuck. Then 99.999% of comics fail. If that's your level, then yeah, all of us are failures for about 5 guys in the world to ever do it.
So he's just being a dick, you think, or?
I just think he's young. He fires off, and also and this isn't a knock on anybody, but maybe Ariel's more famous than me, but you can't really you can't knock Ariel. Oh, you failed in this fight, of course not, no. Or you failed in comedy. Like there's no, you can't call Ariel failed. That doesn't really work. Nope. Failed journalist, that doesn't work. So and those other guys, I assume they don't have a background, right? So take Ariel out of it. I'm the easiest target, I have an extensive background in football and fighting and comedy and podcasting. Like there's a lot there. I do a lot of content, but I just think he's ill-informed. I have no resentment towards him. I get it, dude. You're backing your boy, which I respect. But even Dana type, nah, they ain't the move, man. Me and him are cool. There's other people you can go after. It's just, it's not the move.
That sucks.
It doesn't. It does. He's young. I don't know what he does, but also and he's not the only one. I assume he's just protecting his boy. Like the other people that do it, it's like, but you're not going to get ringside tickets defending Dana. Like he's good, dude. He doesn't need it. He's good. Me and him are good. You guys don't need to do this. Yeah, with Steve, I have no issues with him. He seems like a good guy. Anybody that knows him tells me he's a good guy. I don't know what he does. Maybe just ill-informed, but I'm easy to find. Super easy to find. And we have a mutual friend in Bradley Martin. I text Brad yesterday. I talk to Brad probably once a week. Brad's a close buddy of mine. Help me out, with my energy levels and peptides and all. Like Brad's my guy. Yeah. Absolutely adore Bradley. He's the fucking man, and he's best friends with Steve. So there's a mutual friend there. So I'm easy to find. You can get my number from Bradley. If there's something going on that I don't know about, you're so upset, I can meet you at Zoo Culture, whichever location you want. We can meet there. We can talk about it. If you're so mad, we can go in the back room and figure it out. You sign papers that you're not going to sue or anything like that. We can figure it out. No, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's how this goes.
Never do that, but I know what you're saying.
No, but I'm saying if he's that mad, it's like
if he wants to,
we can figure it out. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
But you would never. I know you would never.
No, I don't want to. He seems like he's small too. I don't. So it doesn't I don't come off as a bully. But remember, he came at me. So it's like if you're that mad, that's an angle. I'm down.
Yeah, if he wants to make content.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, if that's the angle you want to go, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
No, none of it. But none of it does. Like even coming at me, to defend Dana, it's like, no, we're good, dude. You don't know the context.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he said, but I mean that's kind of messed up that he is going after you.
It happens all the time. Yeah. But again, and it's not a bully thing. It's not a cocky thing. I think why it doesn't bother me, obviously I get a lot of it. It's like I've never, ever, check the receipts. I've never had anybody in stand-up, podcasting, the MMA community, whatever community, trucking, car community, nobody that's ever come after me. I've never been worried if you locked me in a room with them, how it would go. I've never had a single person on this earth come after me that I couldn't beat up. And that's just facts. This isn't a bully thing. This isn't a cocky thing. So I think that's why it doesn't bother me, because I know Steve, or I know insert comic or insert podcast or insert whoever it is from anything that I do that talk shit about me. I know if we were in the same room, you would not talk to me that way. It's never happened. I've been doing this a long time. It's never happened. I'm easy to get to. I'm around, man. It's never happened. Because social media, it's not real. You don't, like Steve or whoever it is, they don't view me as a person. They see the accomplishments or the failures, and it's easy to fire off. You would never do that in person.
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, I'm older too, so I'm like, I get it. Man, it's not that I'm cocky or anything like that. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, Golden Gloves champ, top 10 in the UFC at one time. Like, and that's cool, but it's nothing to brag about. Like when you, like whoever it is out there, when you were busy, I don't know, doing keg stands and chugging beer and whatever your thing was in college or whatever it was, I was learning jiu-jitsu. You could have easily done that, been a black belt. Like I'm not bragging about that. Just when you decide to focus on this thing, I was focused on this thing. Just so happens that thing, when it comes to hand-to-hand fighting, I will fuck you up. Unless your name's Francis Ngannou, Gordon Ryan, Tyson Fury, I will fuck you up. So that's why, like, people are like, oh man, they hate how you deal with them. Like, oh, because I beat them up. Like at the end of the day, take away everything. Social media, lawsuits, how's he gonna look here, take away camera, all that stuff. At the end of the day, when shit hits the fan and the social media is gone and cameras are gone and you're locked in a room with another man, how's it keep the same energy? And I know how the energy is gonna go. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in rooms with people who hate me. They're the nicest people to me. Oh, dude, that thing you did was so dope. They don't realize I know what they've said about me, how they feel about me. And what do? Kill them with kindness. I would never. Would never. Would never. And these are just facts. These are just facts. Now, we can live in a world where these YouTubers and the guys like Steve, his buddies around him are going, oh, dude, you should fight him. Oh, dude, I don't know, dude. He got knocked out by Nogueira that time. There's that world that lives on social media and YouTube. That's not real. That is not, you cannot fight. I promise you cannot fight. Maybe you can amongst your boys and the YouTubers. Cool. That's not real, Bubba. This will not end well for you in any facet. This is the real world. You will get severely fucked up. And that's why I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, unless your name's Francis, Gordon Ryan, or Tyson Fury, I'm okay. So that's how I deal. People ask me all the time, how do you deal with it? Oh, I'm good because I know it's not real. Because if we're at a dinner party or at another party or even a UFC event, whatever it is, everyone's friendly to me. It's never happened.
Yeah.
Now, you might have this false sense of reality where your buddies are in your ear and, oh, dude, I don't know, dude. He blew his hamstrings out just running that time or whatever they tell you. Oh, dude, remember that one time we're at Florida State and you knocked out that kid? Dude, if you landed that on Schaub, that's not real. I will snap your neck whenever I want if it came down to it. That's real. And that's what I'm trained to do. And no, I'm not out of shape. No. I'm at my fighting weight. I run 3 miles every morning, bud, 4 a.m. I will fuck you up.
I know this might come off as like you're seeing like you want to mess him up, but I'm
saying I don't. I'm saying no. Take Steve out of that's.
Yeah.
Me and him, I'm cool with him. I like the guy.
Me and Case have known you forever. I've known you for so long. You don't want to fight people. You don't. You don't want to hurt anyone. No. It's just like if people keep coming at you and they keep talking smack and they meet you in person and they really want to do something, don't do it, dude. You're gonna mess up.
There you go, Chin.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
And I know you've dealt with this so much for the last few years, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but you're a good dude. You've helped us out so much.
Yeah. No, I don't want to do it.
It's all good.
I'm just saying at the end of the day, like they're like, oh man, how come you don't fire back? I'm like, because I'm 41.
You don't have to.
But I'm also 41 with kids, and also I'm not so insecure. Like that stuff does not get to me.
And you know what you could do to
I
these
also live in the
people.
real world, so
Yeah.
it's like there's this noise where that if that goes away, and reality hits, and they were to walk in the studio right now,
Which they would never do, man.
of course, but of course not. That's why I'm good.
Yeah,
let's say for whatever reason they got a feather up their ass, and their boys are like, have a couple of shots, man. That one time you land that shot on that dude from Clemson, you do that on Schaub. That's cool. I will fuck you up.
We know this, man. We know this.
But they don't, though.
No, I think they do.
I don't think they do.
I think they're talking.
I don't think they do.
They're
but they
just
also
talking.
know, like, I don't entertain. Like, again, I'm 41. I'm not going to entertain in a Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook beef. It's like, what? For what? I've never entertained it. Would my ratings be higher? Would I be further along in podcasting? Maybe. I just don't like it. It's just not what I do. I also don't have a mean bone in my body.
I know. That's the reason why.
Like if I saw Steve or insert whoever that's talk shit about me,
yeah.
I'd be super cool with them.
Yeah.
I would be cool with them. I'd be willing to guarantee they'd be cool with me. And then if they weren't, that's where we go into the real world.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a flex. You could have got your black belt. You could have won Golden Gloves. Maybe you could have been a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Maybe if you dedicated your time to it like I did, that's not a flex. That's just what I decided to do. You probably could have done that. You probably could have figured it out. I don't know. But the facts are I did. I have this set of skills that I still work on. And the set of skills is not for Twitter. It's not for Instagram. It's not for Facebook. Those set of skills are for when I'm with my kids and I'm at a car show.
Something happens.
And you pop off. Yep. And then those skills, while you were busy chugging beer or whatever you're doing or shooting YouTube videos, those are your skills. These skills are going to fuck you up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I would never. Have I ever in the entire... You ever seen me be aggressive with anybody?
Dude, I've been with you on tour. And then sometimes people get aggressive and you're always like,
never.
Chill, yeah.
Never.
It's all good.
I would never.
No, yeah.
Never.
Yeah, you're a good dude, man.
And even with the Dana White stuff, like I've said millions of times, like our beef, man, that was more of me, being insecure and being immature. Like he's helped me out, man. Like even with the antitrust lawsuit, part of me, I didn't want that thing to go through. To be honest, I don't want the UFC to go under or have issues like these other leagues. Hell no, I love the UFC, man. Love them, absolutely love them. So even with that, like I have no issues with Dana, zero issues. And some people I'm sure can respond to that video, and break it down, and if it wasn't just like what I did, hypothetical, if Max didn't do this fight, that's your dude. Take it from an older dude. If you're younger, that's not the take. Max did do that. That card did deliver. A ton of people did talk shit about it. We were all wrong for the most part. That card was really dope. It's all good. That shows maturity. Doubling down, again, maybe do it for the views and, Dana White roast me, we'll check this out, leaked, whatever. It's exhausting, man. It's no way to live. It's no way to live. But then some people might be like, yeah, well, look at my views. I get it. Keep doing your thing, man. It's just not what I do. I've no hate in my heart for anybody. Zero. Again, I'm a fan of Steve's. Zero issues with him. If you're okay with Bradley, you're okay with me. I have zero issues with him. And also as older dude, from his perspective, I get it. Backing your boy, I dig that. You're just misinformed, I back my guys. Boy, do I back my guys. Boy, do I. I've taken a lot of hits for it, but I'm sure Steve's the same, so I respect it. Zero issues with him. But again, even this clip get taken out of context. They'll send this to him. Oh, Brendan threatened to fight you. Meet him at Zoom. No, I'm not saying that. I was using him as an example as how I can deal with so much negativity. Because I live in the real world. In real time. I'm not doing it for clicks, views, likes, retweets. When shit comes, push to shove, I have a set of skills that helps me navigate this stuff. And thank God, Because Because if I didn't, I probably would be entertaining this super toxic stuff. Super toxic stuff. Even with the Ariel stuff, I've had a million beefs. Even with Ariel, I love Ariel. He's the best we got, man. Nobody does it better. He's the best we've ever had in this. Mm-hmm. I know Ariel, his dream was to cover, NBA when we went to ESPN. No, man. No. You're our insert famous commentator for NBA, journalist for NBA, journalist for NFL. Like, you're that to us. There will never be another Ariel. He's as good as we got. I don't want beef with that guy. But again, I take ownership. I fucked up on a remember, it all started on a campaign. I think I said something. Remember, I was drinking heavily at the time. And I didn't have safety shot. I was drinking heavily at the time, and I was in my feelings. Yeah. Because I shot I was there for, I forget it was a Logan Paul fight or something, and I made some off the wall comment like the only reason Ariel was there is because I turned it down. Is that true? No. No. Ariel's better at it than me. Yeah. Did I get offered it? Does it matter? Ariel still. I wouldn't. Me and Ariel don't do the same jobs. That's I don't do what he does, so that none of it even makes sense. So I fired off at the mouth, and then he came back with vengeance. It's like, oh God, I don't want this, man. I love Ariel. Watch all his shit. I don't like that stuff at all. Ariel's great. Yeah, and I know like his dream was to do the NBA stuff or maybe the NFL stuff, but oh, dude, no. You're that to us, man. I don't know if you need to hear that, but that's what you are. You're the best, Hall of Famer. He should be in the UFC Hall of Fame.
Yeah, agree.
Will it happen with Dana at the throne? Now,
the new Dana is different. I don't know. Who knows?
Not with me and him, but I've gone, Yeah. But again, that's the other thing. Like that video, I will say this: like the people in that video, whether it's Campbell, Luke Thomas didn't make it, although he should have. Whatever reason, they always cut him out. Ariel, the other boys in the videos, not Jesse. Take Jesse out of this. He loves the UFC, and he probably hurt his feelings. I'm even associating with the rest of us, but. This side of the media that doesn't work for the UFC and work for ESPN or is under the thumb of Dana, you need us. It can't be just a jack-off fest of the UFC because then that's not media. That's propaganda. Then you're no different than Fox or CNN. You need to quote, which we're not, but you need the bad guy. Does that make sense? We all can't work for ESPN, be under the thumb, be under the pay of the UFC, because then you're not going to get actual criticism. Then I'm going to tell you this weekend's fight night is the best thing I've ever seen. And that's not real, is it, fellas? That thing is fucking trash. Even if it was all 1 second knockouts, that card is trash. But if I work for ESPN, I work for Fox at the time if I work for insert whatever media that the UFC has control over, they have to pretend this thing's fantastic. So you need the bad guys. We're not bad guys. What I'm saying is you need those people like
that are
myself.
Honestly speaking about what they feel about the cards.
Even honestly, but even if it's entertaining, like giving them some pushback.
Yeah.
You don't live in a world where, again, CNN, all they do is jack off Biden. Fox, all they do is jack off Trump. It's not good. You need a mix of both. And that's what that video is, the mix of that's the mix on the other side. You need that. That's a good thing. You don't want to silence the Ariels of the world. I think UFC is doing I'm not telling them how to run their business. They're absolutely fucking crushing it. I'm a moron. But what I'm saying is for them not to have Ariel at events or Luke Thomas at events, you guys are missing the boat so fucking bad. And again, do you need it? Probably not. But as far as giving credibility and making it like the NFL or NBA or MLB, this is one of the red flags. You have the two best, Luke Thomas and Ariel, that don't go to events, can't go to events. It just and nobody knows the game better than those two, and they're not involved with the events. It's not good. It's not good in any facet. It's just not. I don't think he's banned from. I don't think Luke's banned from events.
Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. He's not probably welcome.
No, like they have an issue with him. They have an issue with Ariel. I think Ariel is banned, but here's the thing: they won't give
Ariel.
him,
I think for sure
they won't give him media credentials. That's an issue.
So stupid.
Yeah, you literally got the two best minds in the game that can't do it in real time, and also they wouldn't be there just talking about fighter pay. Like those days are over. They'd be there asking like legit questions that the majority of the MMA fans want answered. And you can still do your thing with the guys, you know, the YouTubers who don't really have a background in the game. Like, we need that too. Like, you need that. Like, Nina, she's great, man. She's a breath of fresh air. She's funny. She's doing things that no one's ever done. She's crushing it. You need that. And you need, you know, the Nelk boys and the rest of that stuff. But you definitely need Ariel and Luke. You know? You need the you need the mix of it, I think, to be taken serious. The UFC's like, dude, we made more money than we've ever made. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I get that too. I get it. You want to deal with the headache. But the days of like fighter pay and stuff, like that's over. Like nobody's, like that lawsuit made it, like there's nothing to even talk about. Like Luke wouldn't go there and ask about fighter pay. Ariel wouldn't. They would ask like in-depth like questions that we all want to know and we don't get answers to. Because the media now is like, oh, it's the best ever, man. How did you even think about putting this card together? It's like, oh, this doesn't move the ball down the field. We're going to get no answers here, man. You know?
But I remember Luke did talk a lot about fighter pay, and he would probably like say it in the press conference too, but
he wouldn't now. They're literally
now
like Luke's one of my favorite people.
He's given up now.
He was like, I'm done with it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's no narrative.
He's given up now.
So UFC don't have to worry about that. With Ariel, like I get, you know, Dana has his issues with him with, you know, what he did at whatever is UFC 100 or 200. But it's silliness, man. It's just silly. Because how weird is it? You have the greatest mind in MMA, and he's not involved with the media scrums.
I mean,
it'd be weird, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
That'd be like banning Stephen A. Smith from the NBA because he talked shit about, you know, or did something. You'd be like, what? It's silly.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, the other thing is those guys don't need it, and Dana doesn't need it, so I'm probably just yelling at a fucking black hole. Doesn't matter. Let's take a little break and then we'll get back to the show. This episode of the Schaub Show, Haney, Ryan Garcia, is brought to you by Cage. That's right, the elite supplement brand. My brother-in-law was like, hey, man, I need a good pre-workout. I said, dude, say less. I got one for you. It's going to blow the socks off you at the gym. That's right. I wish I had it when I competed. Also, if you're currently an athlete, professional, college, high school, whatever you're involved in, you can trust Cage. It's third-party tested for banned substances, NSF Informed Sports Certified. All right? They use clean formulas. That's what separates Cage products from all those other shenanigans on the shelves or online. No colors or flavors from artificial sources. You're talking about the best formulas on the market. Patented key ingredients, never generic alternatives, not the cheap stuff. They use expensive stuff, the best stuff, for this reason. The pure organic caffeine instead of synthetic caffeine, which is awful for you. The pre-workout elite will make you touch God. It's so damn good. It will get you going in the mornings, in the afternoons, or if you work out at night, this is your product. The Mindset Elite, again, I've never had the regular Mindset, but the Mindset Elite, it's with caffeine. It's what I take every morning for podcasts, for the gym, everything. I use it multiple times a day with the pre-workout elite. You better have a high caffeine tolerance if you're going to do this, but this is my combo. I do pre-workout elite and half a scoop of Mindset Elite, and you're ready to go. All right, they're there for you when you're ready to train harder, live a healthier, and become the strongest version of yourself. It's Caged. Best products on the market, hands down. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Go to caged.com. That's KAGED.com. Use code SCHAUB for 20% off. Pre-workout elite, hydration elite, the best protein on the planet, mindset elite. You get 20% off. Just all you got to do is go to KAGED, caged.com, promo code SCHAUB for 20% off. You're welcome. This episode of the Schaub Show is also brought to you by Safety Shot. You know, when you're at the bar with your boys, you're watching big UFC, or maybe you're watching Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney this weekend, and it's the 10th round, and you're like, man, I've had a few too many drinks, and your boy's like, one more. If Ryan wins, one more. Let's do this. And you're like, I can't, man. And I'm not going to feel good in the morning. I got kids' baseball in the morning. I got to work out. I got breakfast with the family. Whatever it is, you got to get up. You don't want to look like a freaking bum. You want to be firing on all cylinders. That's Safety Shot, the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that actually reduces blood alcohol content in as little as 30 minutes. Have that drink, man. Enjoy yourself. And then take Safety Shot. Wake up the next morning ready to attack the freaking day. I do it. I was drinking on Saturday night for Ryan Garcia, and then my son had an early game on Sunday, and boy, I was ready to go. Not only is it going to help you just wake up better and restore your central nervous system, your motor cortex, everything, which helps you think more clearly, act more clearly. It's liver support, well-being boost, gut support, and also hydration. Because when you drink, you get dehydrated. This is going to help you out. If you're in a frat, you should be sponsored by Safety Shot. Reach out to them. This is what you can do. When you're doing the whole pledging thing, this is how you guys don't get in trouble. All right? So when you're overserved, when you start feeling overserved, when you're going out for happy hour with your boys or your ladies, all right, it's the last shot of the night, whatever it is, we got you covered. All you got to do is just go to drinksafetyshot.com. Use the code Brendan, BRENDAN, to get 10% off. Not to be confused with Brandon. It's Brendan. DrinkSafetyShot.com. Promo code Brendan, 10% off. Let's get back to the program. What else you got, Jen? Maybe just a few, man. I went long on that rant.
It was a great rant, though.
Yeah.
So your boy Luke Rockhold actually knocked out Joe Schilling at Karate Combat, which...
Didn't see this coming.
I know, right? Because Joe Schilling is like a hardcore kickboxer. But yeah.
It was a check hook, right?
Check right hook, yeah.
Good for Luke, man.
And then this is Joe Schilling's response. Well, this is Luke Rockhold saying that he had an infection.
Damn.
2 weeks notice.
Good for him for pulling it off.
For sure. And then this is Joe Schilling's response.
Well, that sucked. Turns out 2 weeks notice and a 5-year break isn't enough. But I told you, Luke, I was going to break your face, win, lose, or draw. You're welcome. Cheers, boys and girls.
And they're boys, right? So
they're boys, yeah. They've been out together. Like I'm surprised they were even fighting, but
yeah. So Luke said, "Love you, Joe," and then,
yeah, they're both great. I love both those guys.
Yeah,
didn't like that they were fighting, but at least they both got paid. Yeah, 2 weeks notice, 5 years off, tough game.
Yeah. So Jamal Hill is gonna fight at UFC 303,
which is when?
It's very soon. I think in May, and he's fighting Khalil Roundtree. Hold on,
is it May or June?
I think. Oh no, you're right. June 29. June 29.
So end of June. Gosh.
And he just fought. So
he fought in April. So May,
2
June.
months. Yeah.
Because they usually give you a. 3,
and he got knocked out.
You get knocked out. It's usually a 6-month. Suspension.
That works, but still, that's not a great.
No, I said
idea,
6-month
right?
suspension.
Oh, sorry.
It usually is. But good for him. I get it when you want to go back in there, you know? That's a great fight.
But after a knockout, yeah.
That's a great fight. Yeah, phenomenal fight. I'll take it. And Jamal Hill's a badass, man. You know, to get knocked out like that and then he's right back to work. Like, in most fighters, you want that, like, because you don't want to just dwell on that. So I dig it. That's a great fight. I told you, June is so spicy.
Yeah. Here's a quick one from you, from One Championship. They made number 2, 3, or 4 on the Forbes Most Valuable Combat Sports Promotions in 2024, and I'll just show you the list here. So UFC obviously is number one.
11 billion.
Yeah.
Jesus
and they made 1.29 billion in 2023. Then it's WWE.
Hilarious.
6.8 billion.
Owned by the same company.
AEW 2 billion.
AEW, that's the other wrestling. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then one championship right
number
there.
Two.
Number four.
But I'm saying as far as MMA goes, number 2. But boy, far cry from number 1. Because look, estimated 2023 revenue 140 million. UFC was like what, fucking 1.7 billion, which is wild.
Yeah, but they made the list. That's
who else is that? Anybody else on there?
Yeah, this was
Matchroom
shocking to me. I thought they would make way more Matchroom boxing.
Well, it's just because in 2023, Anthony Joshua, and
then PFL number 6.
I'd say that's more surprising than anything.
And then this is really surprising. Top Rank, number 7.
I figured they'd be higher.
Yeah,
especially in PFL. Tyson Fury. Premier Boxing. Oh, because they have, Premier's doing the damn thing. They have Canelo, Javante Davis, Terrence Crawford. Revenue 95 million. Yeah, because they paid 90 million to fucking Canelo every time he fights. Golden Boy. Clearly, there's money in boxing. You just have to have a big draw, a few draws.
70 mil in 2023. I thought that would make way more too, though.
But that might be after they pay out all the guys and everything.
This is also pretty cool.
That's cool too.
Combate Global, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Number 10.
Now we notice about Forbes, like there's no, like you don't have to submit your tax stubs to them. You know?
I have so much to say, but I'll say it.
Yeah, like there's like Forbes do like, with Conor, they're like number, 4 on the does he make a ton of money? Yes. Jake Paul, number 2. Okay. It's based off like their estimates. Like there's no tax. The IRS isn't like, here's the papers,
Yeah. There's so much to talk about.
But it doesn't matter. All those companies are balling.
Yeah, they're killing it. So Angela Lee and Christian Lee's younger brother is going to fight at 167 in June.
That's so cool.
And he's like, what, 18 years old barely? I think it's like lightweight.
God, that family just putting out monsters.
Yeah.
All of them.
I remember he was like a little tiny kid.
Yeah.
And he's
running around.
He's taller than his big brother, Christian Lee, who's a champion.
That's cool, man.
Or double champ.
Damn, he grew up.
Yeah. Alrighty. Tom Aspinall said that he's going to be fighting in Manchester in the summer, but obviously no opponent is confirmed yet.
I'd assume Curtis Blades, if you look at the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it weird? It doesn't knock your socks off.
suck,
I love
dude.
Curtis.
Yeah.
I think he deserves the fight.
rematch, but
as far as like big boy matchup, it's not going to knock your socks off. But it's probably the right thing to do. That's great. He's on the card, though. It'd be even better.
Of course, he has to be, man.
It'd be even better if Leon was on there as well against Muhammad.
Yes. And Muhammad is hating on Leon right now because he's not talking to him or giving him a fight.
Right.
So
that's not right, man.
Let's go here. So these are just opening odds from Crash MMA of if Tom Aspinall did fight Alex Pereira. And that's Aspinall, it will be a minus 300 favorite, and Pereira is a plus 400 underdog.
That seems fair. That seems about right.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be bad to put money on, Alex, just because he can land that shot. But when it comes to grappling and, heavyweight and Aspinall, black belt, his background first is jiu-jitsu. Like, there's a lot of problems for Alex there. Now, can Alex do it? Absolutely.
Yeah, one hit.
Would I bet on it? No.
Speaking of bets, this is on DraftKings. The opening odds for Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. Conor is a minus 118, and Michael Chandler is a minus 102.
I like that. It's almost should be just even money. But I like, because we don't know what Conor's going to look like. Chandler, I think he had a birthday. He'll turn 38 by the time this fight comes around. Hasn't fought in a while. That's the bookies just being like, have at it. We don't fucking know what version of Conor we're going to get. But here's what's wild. I know we're running long on time here, and we'll move on after this. Here's what's wild. Think of the year we've had already. It's been fantastic for combat sports. It's been so good. Best year in I don't know how long. So good. Think how much better MMA will get if Conor were to knock Chandler out.
Yeah,
I love Chandler's my boy. I'm just saying from a business perspective, from an excitement perspective, because if Chandler beats him, it's you're like, all right, let's end it Conor, and that goes away. But if Conor McGregor knocks Michael Chandler out, oh, Bubba, we're back. We're drinking proper. He's the fucking, that gives us life for 2 more mega fights. Leon Edwards can come get these hands at 170. The world's your oyster. Who else wants some?
Yeah,
there's so many dope matchups. You just need this one knockout, and then the UFC. You think they had a big year last year? If Conor McGregor knocks out Michael Chandler, it will be by far their biggest, most profitable year ever. You could do some wild shit with Conor if he wins this.
Yeah.
The UFC's like, dear God. You know? You're lying to yourself. There's not one person that works for the UFC who wants Michael Chandler to win this fight. Just the way it goes. I love Chandler.
He's awesome. Yeah,
he's the best.
Chandler, yeah.
He's my boy. One of the very salt of the earth human
But you're
beings.
saying just money business wise, I get it. Yeah, it makes sense.
And Conor's
he's the biggest.
My guy. Love me some Conor, man. And nothing's better when Conor's doing well. Nothing's better in combat sports. I know he's had his ups and downs. Fuck all that noise. One knockout win, you forget about all that. We go and Sizzler with proper. There's a reason he's the biggest. Not only is he the biggest in MMA, he's the biggest star, period. So when he wins, there's not a better time to be part of this game. It is so fun. He's just fun.
Yeah.
He's just fun. It's just a different animal.
Yeah.
I'd be way more. I'd go down way more rabbit hole. How bad I want him to win, but Chandler's our boy. But
Chandler's the best.
Because if Chandler beats him, it's sad. Let's just be honest. It's not cool, man. Be cool, Chandler. It's not cool if you beat Conor, because then we gotta get off the ride. Like right now, the ride's. You were on the roller coaster, but it's kind of like, is that a wheel loose back there?
We're checking our seatbelts.
Yeah, I'm like, is this? Oh no. It's going. But now finding out, it's going. It's going up. You're like, oh, this could be cool. Let's do it. Woof. But if he loses, make and we're off the ride, and I'd be sad. He's my fave. It is what it is. Is that it, Jen?
Yeah. Should we do? Okay, let's just do one more. So this was funny. I thought this is like Armin Sarukian talking about if Holloway pointed the finger, if he's fighting him, potentially. If he pointed the finger, he would agree, but then just take him down.
Smart.
And lie to him.
Smart. Bad for your Twitter replies, but the rest of it, smart.
Yep.
I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Win the fight, dog. Smart.
All right.
What do we got this weekend?
We have it at UFC, but it's like you said before, it's nothing really that great. So
again, I'll watch. I'm gonna be watching it. Yeah. I'm a degenerate. I'll take what I can get. So shout out to the UFC for even putting it together. But I told you, my beak's gonna be dry in May. if you want to use that for your videos, whatever, it is what it is.
But BKFC got Mike Perry versus Thiago Alves.
Tough fight for your boy Thiago.
Ben Rothwell, Todd Duffy. Todd Duffy.
I know both of those.
You know both, yeah.
Love it.
So those
Julian Lane, let me bang, bro. He's back.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, bare knuckle doing the damn thing. I'll take it. Is that it, brother?
I'm pretty sure that's it, yeah.
All right, kids. That's it, man. Love you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you around. We're out of here.